I warmly welcome you to this spiritual center of the Armenian Church, which is indeed a place of living encounter and interaction between peoples and perspectives. I extend my deep thanks and great appreciation to all of you, and particularly to the experts of international law and Armenian genocide for accepting our invitation to join us in addressing critical issues and questions pertaining to the Armenian genocide. The decision of you as Congress of Representatives to urge Turkey to return confiscated churches and church properties to their rightful owners, and the approval of a bill by the French Parliament and the Senate making it a crime to deny the Armenian genocide, along with the Turkish government's aggressive reaction, have once again brought the Armenian genocide to the fore of international headlines. The Armenian genocide is no longer an exclusive concern of Armenian-Turkish relations. It has become integral part of the global agenda. The conference will focus on how we can move from recognition of the Armenian genocide to reparation. What procedures and mechanisms are provided by international law to effect this transition? What are the prospects and challenges before us? The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted by the United Nations in 1948, had an immense impact on the self-understanding of human being and the self-affirmation of nations and societies. Seeking to protect human dignity, promote justice, build greater peace, and generate reconciliation, it also challenged the dictatorial governances and discriminatory patterns and norms existing in many societies and cultures. The core values and basic principles contained in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, namely the fundamental right of human being for life, freedom and dignity, are also taught by Christianity. The Bible is the source of human rights. According to Christianity, human rights are God-given, not man-made. As such, they should be recognized, respected, protected, and promoted by all human beings, nations, societies, and states under any circumstances. To violate human rights is to reject God's gift of life, freedom, and justice. Hence, it is a sin against God. Human rights are not optional. They are integral to the gospel message. Human rights advocacy is an essential dimension of the prophetic vocation of the Church. To deny this commitment is to negate the very being and the missionary calling of the Church. Human rights in general and the Armenian genocide in particular are parts of the missionary calling of the Armenian Church, and they occupy therefore, an important place on the agenda of the witness of our Church. Although the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has been bolstered with broader networks and mechanisms of implementation through treaties, resolutions, and conventions, human rights violations have continued, and the United Nations and the international community have failed to secure their universal and effective recognition and observance. Therefore, the implementation process and enforcement system of human rights need to be strengthened, and early warning systems need to be activated. Furthermore, the efforts of non-governmental organizations, academic institutions, and other actors of civil society should be supported by all those who wish to transform societies and build a better world. The resolutions of the Commission on Human Rights, including the Convention on the Prevention and Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, the basic principles and guidelines on the right to a remedy and reparation for victims of violation of international human rights and humanitarian law, and generally speaking, the international criminal law, provide an important legal context and juridical framework for matters concerning genocide and war. In fact, acts committed by Turkey in 1915 are defined in the Convention as genocide. The Turkish government intended, and I quote directly from the Convention on Genocide, to destroy, whole or in part, a national, ethnical, social, or religious group as such. They killed members of the group, and I continue the quote, they caused serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. They deliberately inflicted on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. In fact, these acts constitute genocide as defined in the Convention and are punishable according to the Convention, whether committed in time of peace or in time of war. They are crime under international law. The Convention states that all those persons who have committed genocide shall be punished, whether they are, quote, constitutionally responsible rulers, public officials, or private individuals, unquote. And those persons who are charged with genocide shall be tried either in the territory where the act was committed or by an international penal tribunal. The term genocide only became part of the vocabulary of international law in 1944. However, the carefully planned and systematically executed attempt of the Ottoman Turkish government in 1915, which aimed at the total extermination of the Armenian nation, fits the definition in the Genocide Convention.